Hey, this is Sam Leonard, and in this video what I'm going to be talking about is focused personal development. Because as we're consuming more and more of personal development, personal growth, learning, improving ourselves, we can be consuming a lot of information, and it gets to a stage where we need to really narrow it down and focus it more. And I'll go into the reason why in a second, but really, when we start out, it's quite expected that it's going to be quite broad at first. We've read a book, one of our, so let's say our first personal development book, and it's really changes us. It really changes our outlook on what is possible, the things that we've learned, and then we see what's next. We go on to the next book, and it goes on from there. But it's a little bit sporadic. We'll be learning about this topic and then this topic, and then it's all a bit all over the place, really. And it's fine at first, because really we're trying to find our feet, and this is really building a good foundation, because we start to learn about lots of different aspects. And obviously personal growth in itself is a broad subject, and it covers lots of areas. But really, if we want to ultimately grow to our best self, it needs to be a bit more focused. And rather than building having lots of knowledge here, we really want to be a bit more focused and build on top of each other. And I mean, for example, for me at the moment, I'm looking at productivity is one of the things that I'm learning about more at the moment. So I'm reading lots of books on habits and how to get the maximum out of my day. So the next 3 books that I'm reading are all to do with the same subject. And this is really what we want to do. And it really helps if we can work backwards and look at our purpose, and then look what is the next step to move me in the direction of getting towards my purpose, my goal, my life vision. And then, working in that direction. And, if you're not really sure what your purpose is, what I would say is just start small. Because it can be quite a daunting subject to be like, what is my life purpose? Like, why am I here? So, just start something small. Maybe sit down, do a bit of journaling and write some things down about, what you might want to be to do. But ultimately, follow your excitement. That's what I would say, and that generally leads you in the right direction, because that comes more from our intuition of what we want to be doing. And then, of course, once you have an idea of what your purpose is, obviously you consume more information, moving in that direction, and then you can adjust course as you go, and you can adjust and learn more about this subject or this subject. But ultimately, we want to be moving towards more of a focused direction. And this also helps us with one of the biggest things within personal growth, and that's the implementation of what we're learning. There's some statistic that I read. It's like 95% of people who read these personal development books don't actually implement what they've learned. And this is much easier to implement if it's focused. Like my example, I'm reading 3 books on the same subject, and obviously there's a reason behind why I'm doing that, and my intention, and because of that, I'm more likely to implement those things, because it's more of a focused direction in my personal growth. Because the implementation is key, taking action on what we're learning. There's no point just consuming more and more knowledge. I mean, it's better than nothing. At least we're moving in that direction in increasing our knowledge. But the real change comes from when we implement what we're learning, implementing it into our life, because then this is where we get the knowledge that we're learning, our personal development, and this is how we create our new reality, by implementing and taking action on what we're learning. And this is much easier if it's more of a focused direction. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on one of my next ones.